But yeah, so I lost everything for Starbound. And somebody was like, "Where'd Starbound go?" I'm just gonna eat the damage. There we go. But yeah, somebody was demanding that I go back to playing Starbound. Nothing wrong with that. But, not exactly something that I can do with a lost save file. So we get an Nav Pro. Yay! And then I probably fall. Nope, I don't fall to my death. Awesome! But yeah, so they were demanding that I keep playing it anyway. And it was just kind of offensive, because it's like, the only thing I want to do is finish every series that ever start. And when somebody starts sending me, like, hate mail because I can't, it's just like, it's out of my hands, man. It's just out of my hands. What's the other series? Terraria. Not exactly the same way, but I was doing a multiplayer Terraria series, and the entire group fell apart, and no one wanted to play Terraria anymore. Oh, same thing with Space Engineers, actually. Space Engineers was fun, I guess, but problem was, the entire group more or less unilaterally voted, hey, let's stop playing now. To break the sequence, take the other direction. In a new... wait. In a new game plus. Oh no. What does that even mean? I mean, I do want to play a game where a new game plus actually, you know, changes the plot of a game, but still. My home is crawling with scary ghosts. Either they go, or well, I don't really have anywhere else to go, so you'll have to help me, right? What can we do? We're not ghost hunters. We're more about treasure hunting. If you can brighten this place up, it should scare them away. I think there's a light source in the dungeon underneath the castle. Why don't you go down there and look? Bring a flame back here and use it to light these torches. Sure. Send the living beings down into the dank, scary dungeon. Why not? Ah, thank you, citizen. I knew you'd help. I'll open the gate for you. But yeah, so I never finished, okay, so my flashlight does nothing against ghosts. And the ghosts are just going to kill me on the way here. But yeah, so somebody was like, you should play Terraria, you should go back to your Terraria series, and I'm like, I can't. And they're like, well, yes. Oh. It's all the way up here. I was like, I can't. All of my friends don't want to play anymore. Same response actually for both Terraria and Space Engineers. Now that I think about it, different phrasing, but whatever. And they effectively said, you know, I don't care. I don't care that you can't get your friends to play this game anymore. I want more of it. I'm just like, I'm not gonna play solo at this point. I guess actually, like, I totally could have, but like, I don't know. You ever done something? Oh, I'm gonna have to come through here with the flame, aren't I? You ever do something with like a group of people and then they stop? They stop being interested in doing it anymore. It's it kind of loses its luster. Okay, so fire kills the skeletons real quick. I'm trying to think of a good example. I guess not exactly in the same way. But I used to belong to a soccer team when I was a kid. And one day they kind of unilaterally decided to start like benching my brother and I. So we were only there as like backups and stuff. And like, I'll be the first to admit, I'm not the most athletic of a person. I got better in my old age, I guess. Well, I'm not old, but still. But, okay, so that counts. Cool. You know, I got better at athleticism, sports, whatnot. Okay, cool. So I can temporarily kill the ghosts. That's a nuisance. I'm just gonna take damage here, I guess. I was holding up. I was holding up. I don't like the controls that much in this game. The buggersome part about this is sometimes that ghost is just automatically going to hit me. Oh. Okay. Oh! Why can't I... That's kind of dumb that I can't grab onto the ledge. But I guess it works. Okay, but yeah, so they just started benching my brother and I. I mean, we weren't the best players, but we weren't terrible. But more or less the coach was like... Yeah, they don't give a dang doodle about fireballs. I mean, I can send them away with the fireball, but that's about it. That's whatever. Okay, but effectively they kind of... They didn't kick us out necessarily, but they said, like, you know, no more you guys on this. You're... I guess, standing in the way of us winning, and it was like an established team, and I think my brother and I were fairly new. Does that stop? No, that doesn't stop the ghosts. I mean, what, do I shoot them with fire now? No, they come right back. I guess I have to go over here? Maybe? Light the fire? Oh. Light the campfire, apparently. Alright, can't rest there. I can read this, though. Mythical Origin of Species, Part 5. Animals and humans eventually began interacting with each other and found that they worked well together. By combining science and magic, they became one of the most advanced, cultured, and peaceful civilizations in the universe. However, when it was considered a mystery, some humans and animals grew distrustful of others. This distrust grew and eventually led to the Great War. Okay, so I can't sleep in the bed. Makes me sad, but whatever. I was kind of hoping there would be a save point here, but that's fine. You did it! Those evil spirits have vanished. I owe you once again, citizen. I have something you may find very useful. Go down into the barracks and claim your reward. Also clean it out of ghosts as well. There's a lot of them in there. Good luck. They're military ghosts too. They're stronger than the last ones. Anyway, cap off the story. So effectively, we were kind of like pseudo kicked out of the soccer team. And like, you know, even at practice, everybody was kind of just mean. It was kind of like a bring your own ball kind of situation at any time. My brother and I would try and participate. The other kids would just like boot our ball off into whereversville. And more or less the coach didn't step in to tell them they couldn't. But did, you know, it was kind of like the hey knock it off, but not like you're going to get in trouble for, you know, bullying these kids effectively. Okay, so no fire for me. He was just there because he was just there because he wanted to make a team that won, and, you know, everything else didn't matter that much to him. Which, I mean, okay, fine. This is shockingly effective, but also shockingly slow. Turns out fire bats are, oh, no, rocks are just significantly less effective at combat. I'm kind of surprised it took damage from that, but sure. Seriously. Okay. But so yeah, he never really, like, stood up for us in any kind of substantive manner. It was just, ooh, diving! helmet nav pearl. Ah, come on! Well, I guess we get this at least. But yeah, so he never really stood up for us. It was just kind of like a, okay, fine, whatever. This team clearly is, like, you know, toxic and isn't going to be worth attending practice for. So my brother and I just quit soccer practice. I think it actually unilaterally ended our, like, interest in organized sports. I tried lacrosse in middle school, but it was kind of the same thing. You know, all of the older kids were kind of bullies, and the coach more or less didn't give a shit about us, so I was just like, alright, screw it, I give up. It's not worth it. But the kind of schadenfreude from the whole thing, is that the diving helmet right there? Oh, it is. Okay, so we're pretty close to it. The schadenfreude for the soccer thing was a couple months later. I ran into one of my teammates at a sports authority or whatever. I think we were buying, or maybe it was an REI. We were buying backpacking equipment, I believe, because, you know, I was an avid camper at the time. My family are more of the outdoorsy kind of people. I'm too busy, generally. But so we ran into him, and we ran into the guy, and, you know, I had never run into problems with him specifically, but, you know, it was kind of the whole team thing, or otherwise. I'm not gonna be able to hit this guy, am I? Can I? Ah. I gotcha. Fire. Okay, but so, you know, never had anything necessarily against the guy. But he was part of something that, you know, generally just made us unhappy, so it's like, okay, whatever. How's it going? And he was quite mad at me. He was quite mad at me because, as it turned out, because my brother and I left, because we quit, effectively. I don't think I can do anything with the ice. Can't dig down here either. Unless there's something just like a little bit over here. But yeah, so because my brother and I both quit the team, because we were on the same team together, they couldn't participate in the, Oh, I see. They couldn't participate in the league anymore. It was a league that required, like, a certain amount of participants. And if you didn't have, like, enough bench people, you weren't allowed to compete. Or bench people. You had to be able to bench people and, like, switch out and stuff like that. Because if you couldn't do that, then you were, then your team, I don't know, ran the risk of, like, overstressing its players, and pretty much me and all the other bench kids were perma-benched, you know, that classic trope of, you know, just the perpetual bench warmers. We were them, and so what ended up happening was, they like actually had to quit the league, and they, like, the team was good. My brother and I were kind of justifiably benched, to some degree. Like, everybody else worked really well together because they were constantly practicing and they were fairly athletic and stuff. But, without the, you know, sufficient bench people, and we just lost all of our bonus HP. Surprising nobody, honestly. But yeah, without the sufficient bench people, they didn't qualify for the league anymore, and they couldn't sign on a bunch of new players, because they supposedly already had them, and they didn't have a good justification for, hey, where'd the other players go? There are sea mines. That's just mean. Okay, so what do we get? We get whatever this is, a mysterious object. Better get it appraised. I wonder how much stuff is underneath, like under the water. Probably like a goofy amount. I assume that's why we came here. I almost couldn't actually get that stuff. I'll have to check every oceanic zone, see what, see, like, what exploration things we can find down here. It's not exactly like the story that I was just telling, but whatever, I'll go, or the Terraria thing, but I'll go with it. Okay, we've also got an angry wasp thing. Let's see what happens if I go down right here. Where does it dump me? So it looks like there's a underwater zone for each... There's an underwater zone for each, like, map or whatever. Okay. That's good to know. But yeah, just the, people angrily telling me to do things has never really worked out particularly well. I don't want to be, like, particularly vindictive about anything, especially, like, you know, failed series, because, like, I have no business being vindictive over that. But just, like, throughout the course of my life, whenever anything, like, kind of, I'm not gonna say, like, bars my path, but it becomes, like, very obvious that, external forces are conspiring way against me, I'm usually like, okay, this is probably a good spot to just consider, that's a flaming bat that was just going to dive bomb me. What do we have over here? Okay, so I do have the shark repellent. And I just straight up have a legendary treasure. Was this marked on the map? I don't think so. Well, this works out. I wasn't expecting to just find a legendary treasure on the first go, but here we are. Oh, there are whales in the background. Fear my farts, Mr. Shark. My banana farts. Wow, that was lucky. Yeah, if I could, I'd actually finish every series I ever start. It just becomes impossible. It's too many games. Same spot, somewhere new, somewhere new. Unfortunately, there's invisible walls between like half of them. So exploration underwater is not great. Actually, it looks like if I move the boat over to the right, there might be like an underwater something or other. Like, it looks like it's one big contiguous map, but because of the boat's positioning, it's not possible. That's interesting. Okay, here we go. So what do we have down here? So we get some money. You know, I keep expecting there to be like a secret spot that I can like crawl into, or like a zone or a something, anything. No dice though. What was the game? Also remembering the time. So I've done, you know, plenty of games and had I've played plenty of games and like have contacted numerous developers. And usually like, you know, there's kind of the expectation I don't finish them, but every once in a while there's a developer that's like, no, like, we really want you to do a full series on the game. So, like, I remember doing a series on a game once, and effectively, yeah, I mean, it wasn't a terrible game, but, it was really long and, like, really time-consuming and really frustrating. And, I ran into, like, a lot of bugs. And I let the developer know, and they're like, well, we're working on them. Keep playing. And this has happened a couple of times, and sometimes I will, like, just be like, no. Or sometimes it would be like, yes. Like Hob. I played Hob regardless of the crippling bugs that it had in it. Because they had never optimized it with AMD graphics cards, which was bad. If you're ever making a game, make sure it works on both available like chipset types, because boy is it disappointing to get my hands on like Kingdom Come Deliverance and then find out the game refuses to run above 20 FPS. That kills the series faster than anything else. Yeah, that bat just keeps showing up. He's like, no diving for you, and I'm like, why? I guess the game's supposed to get like harder, I guess, probably from here on out. You know, we've kind of hit the halfway point. I actually don't even know how far we are, now that I'm thinking about it. Anything interesting over here? Not really. Yeah, no, looks like it's pretty empty. I wonder if I can dive in every body of water, including like shallow ones. I don't know. See, have I dealt with this area? I probably haven't. Not to the fullest degree that it requires. Still don't know how to get to Jack there. We might have to drop down or something. We'll see. Might actually be able to reskin the diving helmet to be the Wanderbot helmet without looking really goofy. But yeah, I once had a developer that was very demanding that I finish a series. And that always surprises me, actually, when that happens, where it's just like, no, you need to finish playing our game, and it's like, whoa, hi. Because I've never had that happen directly beyond this like one time, and it was very strange. And that's usually the point when anybody ever gets like demanding to me. I'm just like, I'm just gonna back off and just not engage. It's like the smart thing to do, unless they actually start like, you know, threatening you legally or something like that. That's when you like reconsider. But it is strange. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of talking about like stuff. I don't really have anything to focus on. I'm just wandering and waiting. We've also got that over there. But I still don't know how to reach it. I was hoping it would be through that underground area. But it was very much not. I guess just the concept of me potentially having to, like, dump a series for any reason makes me think about it. Yeah, I figured this wouldn't work. Could have been a dig spot there. Well, let's try underwater, because I honestly don't know how to get to that legendary treasure. Like, I'm hoping for a secret passage or something. This goes really ridiculously deep. I'm gonna have to move over a bit, which means I have to go back up. It'd be nice if there was like an instant ascension button that I could press. It's like, nope, go back, go back, go back. But I can't. Yeah, I don't know how to get to this one. I feel like we've got almost every tool available to us at this point. And then it's just a matter of figuring out how to leverage them. I think we still need a jump booster, though. Oh, well. Let's see. So I guess I might as well just sink quietly down here. It'd be nice if I could actually, like, sink faster. But it doesn't look like I have a sink faster button. Crazy deep down here. Okay, and nothing. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, whatever. I I don't know where I'm going to go next. I guess I'm just going to keep wandering around. I'll come back to this island later. It feels like I could probably get into it. I probably have the tool. I just... Oh, no, we need the sideways digging shovel. I remember there was the sand wall. Well, I mean, I guess there's nothing really that wrong with just diving down repeatedly for treasure. Do we just keep doing that? And it's tempting to. And I'm just gonna dive again. If I find anything cool, I'll let you know. If I don't, then we'll just teleport somewhere else. Okay, well, I didn't find anything down there. Let's keep just diving for stuff. I know it's like stupid deep and it takes a while to get anywhere useful. This one might not be stupid deep if we're lucky. No, it's gonna be stupid deep, isn't it? Okay, it's not. It is stupid deep. Okay, it's not as stupid deep as the other side. I'm starting to get sick of going down. It'd be nice if I had like a Subnautica levels of like speed here. Maybe? I don't know. Be nice. Subnautica is fun. I gotta play the new one. Or the full update. Like I wanted to. I want to. I really enjoyed playing it you know, back when I first did the series on that game, but it was tough. Well, it was also incomplete, so I ran out of stuff to do. I'm gonna just pollute the sea with cannonballs. It'd be neat if you could find the cannonballs like on the surface, on the sea floor. There we go. That's the word. I can English sometimes, kind of. Okay, nothing interesting down here. I gotta keep checking. The problem is we found one of the legendary treasures just sitting around on the sea floor, so now it's like there's the compulsion to search every single spot. Because, like, who knows what's waiting for us down here? Probably nothing apart from, like, a little bit of money, but you don't know. And it's that, like, you don't know thing that just breaks your brain. You're like, is it gonna be... You know, is there going to be another super secret something or other down here? Or is it just like a small amount of money? I don't know. There's a digging spot just outside of my range. I kind of wish the camera could and would move just a little bit, and like maybe the boat would move up above. Like I know it's not realistic, but it would be a lot easier than swimming up and down all the time. Sleepy. Yeah, the further I get into my YouTube career, the more I realize, oh, you know what? If there's bubbles, I bet it means that there's something down below. Because we've seen bubbles a couple of times. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, the further I get into my YouTubing career, the more I kind of get tired of games that are specifically early access and like feature incomplete. Not because, like, I hate them, but because it's... I like to play games once. And only once, yep. More than that is... Like, generally you have to have something really, really, like, special. To make your game, like, worth a second playthrough. There are a couple of games where it is. You know, games like RimWorld... and Factorio and stuff that are like constantly developing, yes, but like even baseline, they're meant to be played over and over and over again. I guess They Are Billions is actually also a pretty good example of a game that's meant to be played repeatedly. Same thing with roguelikes, but for, you know, stuff like Subnautica, I'm not entirely convinced if playing it over and over and over again really feels that good, or if it just starts feeling a bit repetitive after a while. I'm not even going to go looking. Cracks in the ocean probably don't matter that much. Whereas we know for a fact there's something there. That is just downright intimidating. Luckily, it's not that big of a deal. However, this keeps going down. And there was this sea mine, too. Ow. A lot of money. Which we will need. Doesn't look like there's actually much of a reason to be down here, though, unfortunately. Yeah, there's nothing there.